Good morning, everybody. This is Max Farrell. This is DexTrader.com. Today is April 4th, 2018, and this is your daily update. All right, everybody, let's jump right into the thick of things. Yesterday, we talked about our basic signals and the issue that we were having with the charting software that was online. I said that I would have a fix for you. I did start to do the fix and found that it didn't matter. When we put the charts on multiple layers on different sites and just framed them in to put onto the site, it had a major issue. The reason being is that the security software that is on our system here, so nobody can duplicate and rework our signals and charge you more money and all that kind of stuff, or steal the stuff that we have already. The security software that we have to protect this server here is kind of playing with the new security systems from TradingView. That's why it's only just recently happened over the last couple of weeks and not from the beginning. TradingView came out with a new software new update for their systems, which sort of kind of messed with ours and started slowing down our pages because there was too many things being checked and double checked and verified. That's why you would go to one chart, it would be there, but you go to the next one, it wouldn't. So they were blocking information from us, which then was causing issue because the site was getting hit 5,000 times by TradingView, and that's what was slowing the site down. So every time one of you came, it was checking the site a large amount of times. Now, TradingView has a solution. It's a paid solution, but I never really agreed with that because it's a great software. It's a great system to use. If you use it, it would be best. And I'm going to tell you this because, again, remember, I'm very transparent and I'm trying to be very honest with you. I don't want you to go anywhere else, of course. I wanted to make a one-stop shop for you here, but in some cases, I can't offer everything under the sun. So if you absolutely have to have TradingView charts, then simply just go to tradingview.com. Put the link in the email or in the description here, tradingview.com, and sign up. Get yourself, and again, you don't even need to sign up. It's a free system for the general public, but when you use it for commercial stuff like I'm using it, they tend to get a little hokey. All right, so that'll be the solve for you. If you want to use TradingView, I'll even put a TradingView link down here if you want to use a TradingView process to be involved with that. Other than that, there's nothing else I can really do putting it on a site. I will look at later on creating an API for the system and doing that, but not at this time because there's so much stuff going on and I don't want to take away from that. Other than that, we're pretty much secure. But we are 100% secure on everything else. Now, let's talk about a few things we get. Every time we get a couple of people who say something about one thing, we tend to do a little video on it or try to get some more training on it. One thing that we did get asked a lot about is our training series for the MetaTrader Mayhem and the indicators. Okay, I can't seem to download MetaTrader 4 because I'm going through MetaTrader Mayhem, and I will make sure that we have the proper way. But on the Dex support and resistance indicator, the download button, which is right here on the version, there's a little video here to watch, a little presentation video. Down the bottom here is installing indicators. Okay, and in installing indicators, this is all about installing the Dex XR. Okay, that's the support and resistance. All right, it's only for the Dex XR. So when you go, when you go back and you go to, let's say, Dex MACD, down the bottom, okay, there'll be a how to install Dex MACD only. All right, so let's just keep that in mind. 5-minute indicator, same thing. If you're a 5-minute indicator person, this is all on how to get started with the 5-minute indicator. Okay, so there'll be, in each one of these systems, you only need, because the new system here, you only need your email that you set up with Dex Trader to keep that going, right? So inside the security, inside the license, you just need to put in your email that you signed up with Dex Trader under whatever program you did, whether it's Nadex or Forex, because you get it for both sides. Now, when you click on this system, it brings it down to your browser, okay? And it loads it into whatever folder you have it loading into, whether it's your downloads folder or what have you. Now, sometimes it's going to do a scan. Now, in my case, it's not going to come back with anything negative, of course. So there's no issue with this process. But there's some different ways to load and work with that software, whether it's zip files or what have you. 7-zip. There's a few different decompression or zip file systems that are out there. Okay? So basically, that's it. That's really what I got for you today. We're starting this evening a trading process that we're going to be doing and putting some training on board today. There's a lot of stuff that's happened in the market. Last week was a terrible week for the market, and a lot of people got hurt. We even got hit with a few pips on our Dex copy stuff, but we're going to be talking about that here in just a minute. Up next for here, April 4th, 2018, is your Dex copy update. Folks, so yesterday we talked about drawdown into the system, and of course creating an account with little money. If you don't want to hear the words drawdown, okay, so if you're starting out with a $500 balance, okay, you don't want to hear 20% drawdown, right? Because that's going to be $100, and you're going to be losing. This is always going to be floating out, and you're going to be killing yourself trying to, looking at your account every single second. All right. Acceptable drawdown is anywhere between 5 to 13, 15%. I'm telling you that right now because there's a lot of people out there who only want to risk 0.02% or 2% of you only want to risk 2% of your balance, which is fine. Okay? If that's what you're going to be doing, then you're only going to be risking it at any one time. But here's the problem that we run into. Most of you start with about $500 to $1,000. So I'm not trying to judge you as a trader, okay? But there's a few things that we have to discuss. There's a few things that we're going to be bringing on in June. If we can pull this off, we can make this thing work. We can really push it together and make it happen and have you guys see how important it is for the longevity of your trading account, okay? Because you're going to get these I guess negative days, right? And that's what we're trying to find the balance of what we're doing. We've only let this past little system that we're doing right now with the traders, with the trading group, trade in this fashion. Now, how they trade is that they pick a handful of pairs that they're trading with, and they speculate the direction. Okay? Now, we don't do any hedging on this stuff, so we don't go one up and one down and all that kind of stuff you see from other groups. Okay? Now, as the trades continue on, if we're doing a sell for this one or a buy, and that's doing pretty good, but this one starts to do against, these are all different pairs, of course. Okay? You get one that's doing good, or maybe one that's doing against it. Okay? And we have multiple positions, so if you have 0.02, 0.02, 0.02, 0.02. As trades go on, we might be zeroing out or twin trading. Okay, so this now you would have 0.01 lot on, but we're still keeping this 0.02 because it's going against us. Now this was referred to as pullback, right? Because we thought it was going to go up, but it went back. It pulled back on us because we thought that the reverse trade was going to be going, but it didn't. So it pulled back a little bit more. There might be even a case that we might add on another lot to it to grab early pullback and start to be in the positive, or maybe even another trade against it. Okay? If it does this, we're going to be looking for quick twin trading to happen, and we might have 0.01, right? So we might pull that back, zero, break it out to even, and all that kind of stuff, like we would a regular trade. And then hold the position longer for this side of it. There may be even pull back even further from the original position that we keep on until we feel like it's going to come back into an acceptable loss area. Now, we won't take this too far because we can't take it out and let it go 500-600 pips, but we can take it out pretty far, 100 something pips, maybe 50-60 pips, at the most. I'd say right around 100 pips for any one particular trade. So you have to make sure, and this is where we're looking for account accumulation and growth, not just one trade super trades. Okay, so that's what I'm referring to as pullback. Now, what are we having with the Dex effect system for Max Prime? We are definitely having pullback, of course, but as you can kind of see, at the same time, we're closing out the positive wins, even though that the system is still holding on to about 109 pips. There's still the sunshines that are in there, the ones that are doing well, that are starting to take off. These are the pullbacks, okay? Especially the Great Britain pound Swissy here doing that, okay? Now, don't feel like, oh my God, I'm losing $17 or I'm losing $35 in the process. You're not. Your price of doing business on the market has a weight of $35, okay? Only because, okay, you have some big pullbacks. This is a super win. Look at that, USD CAD. It's awesome, right? So don't feel like there is a tremendous amount of weight against you, because the wins are building up. Even though you get losses, of course, these are pullbacks that we felt like weren't going to take on and weren't going to return, so you had to close them out, right? Because remember, there's wins and losses to this thing, right? So as the second line in here, the equity curve follows real close to sometimes you might get, you know, the drawdown or the reverse equity out of sync with the main line, okay? And that's okay. It'll zip back eventually, okay? There might be a time that we might look at the end of the week as going, all right, do we feel this is going to pop back? And if the answer is no, we'll close it out and take our loss. But during the week, we started to edge back in to get back into the central of positive equity. And we're real close back to our equity curve again, our zero out from the very, very beginning. Remember, we were only down like $30 or something to that effect, and now we've gotten back into the sunshine of it. Okay, we're only $1.89 away from this week's, you know, from when this thing is started in the positive equity, and I'm pretty sure by the end of the week we'll get back into positive equity. If not, then we got to talk business and talk. We got to start having real talks with the trading group, because I believe that yes, where you can have a negative week, I don't want to see a negative 2 weeks. If not, my systems already will create a positive equity. Now, as far as the other bots and stuff like that, you're probably going to see a few of them fall off. We're going to probably take Odin down. Simply Forex has been doing really well. We popped a good USD CAD yesterday, but we're still looking for the big boy. We're looking for, where is the positive equity with a big one, right? So we're going to be reworking some of the bots. Now that we're going to have some time and have a team to be able to do that, we're going to be sharing a lot of information as it comes over. But last week was a tough week for a lot of people. Even our single trader that was out there trying to get stuff figured out had a terrible, terrible week. And I got to tell you, I know it's tough. I know it's tough. And if you think you're just going to jump in and be a professional trader, sometimes it just doesn't happen. And I get it. I completely understand. So we're going to be going through all of the bots and having a look at which ones we can get on to Shine and put together a package for that process. If not, what we're going to do, finish up doing, is creating our Simply Forex network for people to be able to trade. I know some of you came on for Simply Effect or Dex Effect Copy, so you wouldn't have to trade, and that's completely fine. There'll be some of you that will still want the other Simply Forex stuff, and you'll have access to that. Anybody who's here for Dex Effects, if you don't know what that is, we'll be sending you over to Dex Trader, and you'll have the availability to see how the Simply Forex system trades, because manually, that system trades beautifully. If you pick one or two pairs and you follow that extent of that process, oh my God, you can do really well. Automation is tough. It's real tough. You just can't automate one thing and expect it to be working all the time. So there is a lot of manual process that happens within the trades for Max Prime, and there is some automation. So we're going to try to find that well-tuned balance over the next couple of weeks. So bear with us, keep it strong. None of you have lost anything of super substantial amounts as we've been going along. If you don't like what you see, if you want to bail, I can completely understand. I'll compensate you for other things within our network and help you out as much as possible to try to get you to a point where you feel good about the whole process of trading. If not, then we just part ways from that point. And I'm trying to be as honest, as transparent as possible. All right, I'm Max Farrell. This has been Dex Trader's update for Dex Effect Copy. There'll be some pretty good things that are be coming over the next week or so as my time gets opened up a little bit. And I have to apologize. I cannot seem to get the consult system to fare out properly to send us the information. So I'm going to be hunting out a new consult system over the next 24 to 48 hours. If you filled out for a consult and I did not return, or we weren't there, or something happened, please, please, please understand that that system has been giving us so many problems, and I'm looking to change out the system completely for something new. So please keep that in mind. Is if you have any problems, just call the shop at the 603-369-6875 number to get a hold of us, and we'll try to set something manually. All right? I'm Max Farrow. This has been Dex Trader's Update. We'll see you next time, and as always, trade well.